Right guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about the hips in the downswing. Don't spin them straight away. So many golfers are trying to start the downswing with the hips. Great, but they're making a pig's ear of it. They've definitely got the wrong end of the stick. I'm gonna clear this up for you very, very simply and show you the movement you need to make your downswing so simple. So, eagle-eye viewers out there, maybe not so eagle-eye, will have seen there a cane through my hips. This is just to help me demonstrate and feel what my hips should be doing at the start of the downswing. So many golfers I see are just trying to turn their hips or spin their hips to start the downswing. Now the issue with that is, as I just rotate my hips, my lead hip is very, very high, very early. My pressure tends to hang back onto my trail foot, my right side. That's no good. So what we actually want to see, look at this movement here, we actually want that lead hip to move forwards, and I'm almost going to feel like this cane starts to actually spear the golf ball, start to point down. Now what does that do? It gets that pressure over to my lead side and it actually lowers my pelvis. So good golfers, elite golfers, iron and driver, but more so with the driver, they lower their pelvis at the start of the downswing. They are pushing down into the ground, their hips are moving down, and then they're moving up through impact. Huge power source, they are using those ground force reactions. There is a downward push before there is an upward push. We don't want to go from here straight to upward. You know, imagine trying to jump without pushing down. We don't generate much height, do we? Whereas if we push down first, we can spring off the ground, use that ground force correctly. So the feel here is going to be quite simply that my lead hip starts to, or the cane starts to point at the ball. My lead hip is actually moving down and forwards. Then it starts to rotate. So I do want that rotation. I do want my hips to open up and spin, but I want them to do them at the right point. And that point is not here, okay? Often golfers, the other issue I see when golfers try and spin their hips early is they throw their arms way out here. So we just get this, out to win, hanging back. No good. So when I get this movement, spear the ball, left hip down and forwards, can you see how I'm maintaining my spine angle and the club is dropping into this right position, this right slot that we want to start to see in the downswing. So I'm just going to exaggerate some of those feels with the cane across my hips, get to the top, lead hip down and forwards, okay? I said spearing the ball, it's actually pointing a little bit in front of the ball, but as long as it's pointing down and it's moving forwards, that's good. We just don't want it to go this way and start to point up and behind me really early. We do want to open those hips, but it's not the very first movement. First there is a lowering and a lateral movement, then there's that rotation. Now don't get me wrong, as I lower, my hips are starting to rotate, but it's not the very first initiating move. Let's see if I can hit one, just like I did. I'm not sure I can do better than that first drive actually. Nice little draw down my target. Not bad, it wasn't quite the strike, it was a little bit hooky. But again, hopefully from a visual point of view, what you'll start to pick up there is that sensation or that look of hips moving laterally and pointing a little bit down, not just spinning and rising. You didn't see my pressure way back on my back foot here, starting to get this movement. Now, you're probably thinking, well, is this any different iron to a drive? And not really. We still want the hips to move towards the target. We still want our pelvis to lower. We just don't expect with elite golfers, or don't see with elite golfers, that they lower and rise quite as much with an iron because there's not quite as much speed and ground force reaction. But very similar, they still go down, they still go up, they still get the hips moving forwards. It's just they do it a little bit more so with the driver in their hand when they're generating more speed. So you can absolutely get that same sensation. It's a great move to really get that pressure into that lead foot. It's a great move to help me maintain my spine angle and therefore get that club shallowing out as it should do at the start of the downswing, all by focusing on this lead hip. Don't spin it, move it down and forwards in this direction, okay? Wow, That felt solid. That felt so, so solid there. That was a 7-iron, pretty much down my target line. Great contact, just focusing on what my pelvis is doing. So grab an alignment stick or a bamboo cane, pop it through your belt loops, and just get that sensation of what hips should be doing at the start of the downswing, not just spinning. Down and forwards is that first movement, lowering your pelvis. It's going to make a dramatic difference to your quality of strike. If it does, put some comments below. Don't forget to smash the like button and do subscribe to my channel for more content just like this.